Help us to make decisions that will bring peace, fairness, and opportunity to all who calls Tyler home. May our city continue to grow in safety, respect, and neighborly love. In your heavenly name, we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're going to begin with the minutes from August the 13th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Wynn, second by Hawkins. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're going to come down for some service awards.
Okay.
All right, we have 6 people here we're going to recognize this morning that represent 165 years of service to the city of Tyler. Pretty amazing. The first one we have is Michael Malone, Police Lieutenant, 30 years of service. I've known this guy for a while. I don't put my head on everybody's chest.
I think John was a little concerned over there.
Yeah. You're next. All right. John Raines, fire driver, engineer, 25 years of service. Yeah. I think we started something here. All right, Dustin Goodwin, fire senior captain, fire department, 25 years of service. All right, Karen Reesner, accountant, finance, 20 years of service.
You don't have to get it now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next we have Claudia Rodriguez, billing supervisor. You got 20 years of service here. And last we have Aaron Cockrell, communications supervisor, police department, 20 years of service. You know, when you realize 165 years of service, that's a long time. But also, when each one of these individuals got up and came up here, you saw the enthusiasm from the people they work with. And that's really important. It's important to all of us that you love coming to work, you love being here 20 years, 25 years, and we hope that you stay another 25 years. 30 years. Yeah, this is for 40. Thank you all for what you do. We do appreciate y'all. Thank you. And now we have another award. This is part of the Bring Your Baby to Work program, which has been extremely successful here in Tyler. And part of the program is you bring your baby to work. And if you go and do a presentation to council or have to go to a meeting, you leave your baby in the office. You don't leave the baby by itself. You leave it with your coworkers. And the baby, if the baby needs to have its diaper changed or to play with or whatever, so it's great for the people that are in the office. It's great for the moms. We haven't had any dads in the program yet. We're hoping we have one soon. But today, we have a graduate this morning, Sophia Terrazas, Infants at Work program, Police Department, 6 months of service. Okay, sometimes we do this, it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. All right. You think I know that after 7 grandkids? Good job. Congratulations. Thank you. And before we go back up to do P1, we're going to take a picture with the Keep Tyler Beautiful members, and then we'll have the presentation. Everybody here?
She's so sweet, she didn't cry.
All right. P1. Good morning.
Good morning. So, for 30 years, Keep Tyler Beautiful has actively contributed to the well-being of our community. Each year, we engage citizens, educate them, encourage active participation in enhancing Tyler's sustainability. Keep Tyler Beautiful proudly receives support as an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful and Keep Texas Beautiful. Today, we are here to ask the council to accept the 19th consecutive Gold Star Affiliate Award, recognizing our commitment to beautification, litter reduction, and recycling. To achieve Gold Star status with Keep Texas Beautiful, organizations must fulfill the following requirements: pay annual dues, submit an annual report that includes additional supplemental questions, host at least one community event per year, obtain a letter of support from an elected official, complete at least one of the following: participate in the affiliate mentorship program as a mentor, attend 12 hours of approved training through Keep Texas Beautiful and Keep America Beautiful, maintain good standing with Keep America Beautiful. We prepared a quick presentation to give an overview of our accomplishments for 2024. We hope you will see how much we exceed these expectations. In 2024, Keep Tyler Beautiful continued prioritizing community involvement and education and litter abatement. The Great Tyler Cleanup hosted 500 volunteers and collected over 2,800 pounds of trash in 19 different locations across the city. The Adopt a Spot program engaged nearly 2,000 volunteers, removing more than 10,000 pounds of litter that from an estimated 430 miles of roadway, 850 acres of green space. This includes our 3 Tyler College campuses, 19 parks, and 46 streets adopted by local businesses, organizations, and groups. We also continued our partnership with Andrews Diversified to remove litter from 116 miles of roadway on a bi-monthly basis. This program helps to clean high-traffic areas and provides job training opportunities for individuals with specialized needs. Our Beauty in the Box program started in 2016, wrapped 7 boxes in 2024, and celebrated its 100th box wrapped in January. Through Project Daffodil, we sold over 16,000 daffodil bulbs to be planted across Smith County and surrounding areas, including a couple who comes every year from Dallas to buy bulbs from us. We also continued to offer Texas native wildflower seeds to support pollinator-friendly planting in the community. The 7th annual Park Service Day engaged 200 volunteers to revitalize the Senior Center and Fun Forest Park. Volunteers painted the interior of the center, revamped the flower gardens, trimmed trees, and helped make the park more inviting. With volunteer assistance, a paint-by-number mural was completed on the Fun Forest restroom. Since 2019, Keep Tyler Beautiful's mural program has grown to 21 murals. In 2024 alone, we added 4 new murals, including 2 at soccer fields, Lindsay Park soccer field restrooms, Southside Park restroom, and the community mural at Park Service Day that we completed. These projects continue to expand public art in Tyler and involve volunteers from across the community. We began promoting the Recycle Trailer, which was featured at School is Cool event at W.T. Pritchard Conference Center. Using the trailer, we collected a full trailer, which is 4 recycling bins full of cardboard. So we saved that, so that was pretty incredible. In November, we hosted the annual Tyler Recycles Day in association with American Recycles Day. Thanks to our partnership with Solid Waste, Arclitect Shredding, and Interstate Battery, we collected over 8,000 pounds of recycling in just 4 hours. We hosted the 3rd annual Recycled Art Contest, which received 30 submissions on the theme Flora and Fauna, and was recognized at the Great Tyler Cleanup in April. Our Christmas tree recycling program allowed local fishermen and wildlife groups to reuse natural trees and around the community and put them in lakes and ponds. And then we also continued our partnership with Caldwell Zoo to collect string lights for the Lights for Lions programs, supporting African lion conservation in their natural habitat. Additionally, we hosted several tours at the Downtown Recycle Center, giving students and adults the opportunity to learn about the recycling process and the positive impact that can make by visiting the center and building lasting recycling habits. As a Bee City USA affiliate since 2019, Keep Tyler Beautiful educates the community about the importance of pollinators. We kicked off Pollinator Week during the last week of June with virtual events and a Booze and Brews trivia night at East Tex Brewing. The week concluded with Bee Day in the Garden, which was our first hosted at the Goodman since their relocation in June. This event featured local vendors, speakers, and interactive activities with volunteers and attendees enjoying the new setup among the beautiful trees while learning about native plants, trees, and beekeeping. Some highlights of 2024 is our Youth Advisory Committee continues with 5 members, ages 16 through to 23, volunteering at every Keep Tyler Beautiful event and even parks events as well. Actively participating in Arbor Day, Great Tyler Cleanup, Park Service Day, Tyler Recycles Day, and one of my favorites, Boo at the Zoo. It's a lot of fun. We are proud that one of our Youth Advisory members was selected as a Young Texan Ambassador with Keep Texas Beautiful in 2024. It's a milestone achievement for our program, but also one of our goals for our master plan with Keep Tyler Beautiful. We also reached more than 3,000 youth through various events, including All Saints Career Day, Tyler Public Library Summer Kickoff, Fall Fest, and Boo at the Zoo. Tours at the Downtown Recycling Center educated over 50 youth in recycling practices. In 2024, Keep Tyler Beautiful volunteers logged over 11,000 hours, valued at nearly $389,000. Keep Tyler Beautiful partnered with Solid Waste Director Leroy Sparrow on the Roses and Weeds podcast to discuss recycling initiatives in Tyler. The episode highlighted ways the community can participate in recycling, shared updates on local programs, and offered practical tips for making a positive impact on the environment, especially focusing on how to maintain recycling habits while curbside services were paused. Looking ahead, the generosity of our sponsors, city leaders, board members, and incredible volunteers is what makes this impact possible. In August, we celebrated Keep Tyler Beautiful's 30th anniversary, and reflecting on that milestone, I've seen just how far we've come. This program is not only vital to our community, but also deeply meaningful to our volunteers who dedicate their time and energy. I look forward to continuing to advance sustainability, beautification, and youth engagement in Tyler for years to come. Thank you for your continued support and for considering acceptance of our 19th consecutive Gold Star Affiliate Award.
You know, it's a great, number one, it's a great presentation. I'm not sure if y'all do enough. Just kidding. It's amazing what you all do. And I guess last Saturday we were at Glen Forest. And when I was talking about enthusiasm a minute ago with employees, the enthusiasm with the volunteers that come to clean up parks is phenomenal. And it takes everybody pitching in together to make it all work. So thank you to the board members. Thank you for what you're doing. It's a great program. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we're going to move to Z1. Kyle.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Morning.
First item we have today is Z1, which is a request for a special use permit to allow for a mobile food truck park located at 3521 South Broadway Avenue. This is just south of Amherst and Broadway. The property is currently zoned C1 Light Commercial District. It's currently developed, it has a restaurant on the property as well as parking for that facility. Surrounding properties are zoned C1 Light Commercial and are generally developed with commercial uses. And then to the west is R1A Single Family, and it's developed with a single family home. This is the property you see here. It's the old Shogun restaurant. But there's currently the Exchange restaurant or bar and lounge that's inside the structure there. But today the applicant's requesting a special use permit to allow for the food truck park. So like I mentioned, the property is currently zoned C1, which is our light commercial district. One of the big factors between C1 or light commercial versus our other commercial areas are that C1 restricts any outdoor activity or sales or display of merchandise, because typically a C1 is closer to a residential area. It's a neighborhood commercial district. Also, they're on smaller lots, so there might might not be a lot of parking areas that might accommodate outdoor activity. The UDC does allow for, or the Unified Development Code does allow for food truck vendors to be within the C1 district, only if they're operating within an approved food truck park. And so that food truck park requires a special use permit to operate. And that's where the city council can take a more site-specific look or evaluation of a specific property and whether it's suitable for that activity, that outdoor activity. And so that's what's being requested here is the food truck park, up to 9 food trucks or trailers, which you see there on the screen, which shows their proposed layout at the west end or the rear of the property. This property was approved in 2023 for a food truck park, up to 8 units or food trucks or trailers. That has since expired. That was approved for a 1-year period. Our understanding is that there was a lack of consistency in getting enough vendors to operate at the same time, and so it's unclear as to what the full effect or impact might be of a food truck park of that scale, because the applicant they were never able to kind of achieve that critical mass, but they are requesting to have up to 9 units there. They do have a shared parking agreement with the property to the north. It's also a commercial retail space, and they do have an agreement to use that for parking. I know back in '23 when this came up, one of the concerns was adequate parking for a food truck park with the restaurant as well. And so they do have, as you see there, parking spaces, and then they have other options. On the screen here, this just is meant to illustrate maybe a difference between what you might see versus with a food truck. You have a standalone operation, as you see there on the left, and then a food truck park or court or food court on the right side there, which is what the applicant is requesting to do. And so with that, any special use permit approval for a food truck park should be more in line with what you see there on the right, where there are multiple trucks operating at one time. It creates that environment, unlike the one on the left side, which you might see in a more intense commercial area that has large parking lots, a little bit more spread out, more room to circulate those sites. On the right side there is typically what you'd see in a food truck park, where there's, again, multiple trucks operating at one time, and with the special use permit, there can be conditions placed on that, not just a maximum number, which is what they're asking for, up to 9, but also you could place a minimum number as well to try to achieve that environment there. This is some pictures of the location as it exists today. The property does have a commissary approved for food trucks, so that's why you do see some trailers parked out there right now. They're able to be parked there since that is their commissary. They're required to stay there. But as it stands right now, they're not able to operate from that location. They can just be stored there and use that as their base of operations. Of the notices that were sent out to neighbors, none were returned in favor or in opposition to the requested special use permit. The Planning and Zoning Commission considered this item. They voted 6-1 to approve the request for a 6-month period of time, subject to the site plan that I showed earlier. And with that, I'll take any questions.
So what did staff recommend?
So staff, when we evaluated it, we recommended denial based off the proposal was not in line with what you might see with a typical food truck park, where you have that minimum set number of trucks operating. If it's 1 to 9, that's not really the intent of the food truck ordinance there. If the applicant was proposing something more of 2 to 9 or 2 to 5 or some kind of minimum to try to achieve what you see there on the right, then that would have been a consideration.
Hey Kyle, with the C1 zoning designation, nothing changes him from being able to operate the restaurant or the bar or anything inside, whether the SUP is approved or denied, correct?
Correct.
So if we were to not renew the SUP, he can still do what he is currently doing inside.
That's correct.
And you mentioned that the prior SUP expired. When did that expire?
Well, it was approved from January, for 1 year after January 2023, so it would have been
January.
24.
Correct. And so what has he been doing since January of '24?
Operating.
They did have, they were operating food trucks, or at least one food truck on the site after they were notified of, you know, the expiration. I think there may have been a misunderstanding on what they could and couldn't do without the SUP approval. After that was clarified, they did cease operation of food trucks.
At any point in time, has he ever had 8 or 9 food trucks on there?
Not to my knowledge.
So the food trucks, again, just for clarification, would be in conjunction with the bar and all of that,
That's correct.
even with the complaints and the noise and the fighting that they've had?
That's correct. Yeah, I think it's unknown as to whether the assaults or the disturbances, noise issues are related to the food truck park, because they have not really had that chance to get to that scale. It may be more in line with what's going on elsewhere on the property.
You know, I don't have any cards on this item. Is the applicant here? Is the applicant here to speak on this item? To address the questions from the council? Evidently not.
I make a motion to deny the SUP.
Second.
Got a motion by Haney, second by Nichols. Any further discussion? All those in favor of denying Z1, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Z1 is denied. Z2.
This is a request for a zone change from R1A Single Family Residential to R1D Single Family Residential Attached and Detached District. This is at Shaw Street and Britton Avenue. The request here is to allow the existing property to essentially be subdivided. Might make a little bit more sense here. As you see, the property is currently developed with 4 structures or 4 homes on the lot. I think it's been that way for a number of years. And so the applicant is requesting to rezone to R1D to allow each home to be on a separate lot. The only zoning that they can request to accommodate that would be R1D, which has minimum lot sizes of 3,000 square feet. The surrounding properties are generally developed with single-family homes. R1A, there are R1D lots to the east, and then there's 2 family further down Shaw Street. Across the street to the south is a Tyler ISD facility. Again, as you see here, they were developed at some point when they could have multiple homes on the lot. That's since changed, but the applicant does plan to subdivide each home onto an individual lot so they can be individually owned and occupied potentially. We have looked at the proposed plan to subdivide that. It does appear to meet all the other requirements for those structures. So the main thing is the zoning and the minimum lot size requirement. And so this would help them in that effort. Of the notices that were sent out, none were returned in favor or in opposition, and the Planning Commission recommends approval.
Any questions for Kyle?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Hawkins, second by Curtis. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Z3.
This is a request for a zone change from R1B single family to R2 two family on 422 Reeves Street. The applicant's requesting the zone change to either develop a duplex on the lot or to add a garage apartment or a home with a garage apartment. This will allow more flexibility on on the development of the property. It's currently zoned R1B. Surrounding properties are multifamily and industrial and commercial. There are a mixture of developments in this area. There's duplexes, quadplexes, and more. This property was actually downzoned to R1B recently, and so the applicant is asking to rezone it back to something a little bit more in line with what you see in that area. The future land use guide identifies it as single-family, medium-low. This would amend it to single-family and single-family attached because of the possibility of having a duplex or a garage apartment in the back. As you see here, single-family homes, there are some warehouses and vacant lots in the area. And then further to the west, there are some two-family, four-family, a mixture of housing types along Reeve Street. Of the notices that were sent out, none were returned in favor or in opposition to the request, and the planning commission by unanimous vote recommends approval.
Any questions for Kyle?
So moved.
Second. Got a motion by Hawkins, second by Wynn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is that it?
One more. I think so. This is a request from multifamily to R1D, single-family attached and detached. This is for 2 lots on Bond Street. The surrounding properties are generally zoned multifamily and single-family, but are developed with single-family homes or otherwise undeveloped. As you see here, these lots are rather shallow. They cannot be developed on as with RMF zoning because of the required setbacks. They do plan on building single-family homes on these lots, and the R1D zoning would accommodate or allow for that to be achieved. Surrounding properties, again, primarily single-family homes. This is consistent with that. As you see, it's currently vacant. That's the property there on the lower left side. And of the notices that were sent out, none were returned in favor or in opposition, and the planning commission recommends approval.
Questions for Kyle?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Hawkins, second by Curtis. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Kyle. 01. Lauren Kedrick. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mayor, Council, you have item 01 before you. It's a request City Council consider adoption of an ordinance amending fiscal year 24-25 budget for various projects related to tax increment reinvestment zone number 3. This is a $200,000 budget amendment, and it's related to East Maple Estates. It was an agenda item that you all approved on August the 27th. So it is recommended City Council consider adoption of an ordinance amending the fiscal year 24-25 budget for various projects related to tax increment reinvestment zone number 3.
Where exactly is the East Maple Estates?
Pardon?
Where exactly is this?
It's up on North Broadway in Duluth.
Ed Thompson's development.
Okay, thanks.
And this is just to get the budget dollars in place.
Yep.
It's really a cleanup item, so.
Okay.
Any questions for Kedrick?
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion by Nichols, second by Curtis. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Kedrick. 02, Sherry. Morning.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council.
Good morning.
Morning.
02 is an ordinance amendments. It's a request that the City Council consider the adoption of an ordinance amending Tyler City Code Chapter 2 by increasing the dollar amount received required for competitive bidding to reflect changes in state law and increasing the dollar amount for municipal expenditures requiring the city council approval from over $50,000 to over $100,000 each. The Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 252, contains provisions on purchasing and contracting authority of municipalities, including competitive bidding. The city of Tyler previously elected to have state law supersede the city charter on bidding, which is reflected in the city code, section 2-6A. Until recently, Texas Local Government Code, section 252.021A, provided that before a municipality could enter a contract that required an expenditure of more than $50,000 from one or more municipal funds, the municipality was required to meet the competitive bidding requirements in state law. Similarly, City Code Section 2-6A contained wording that expenditures of more than $50,000 would require bidding. Also, City Code Section 2-6B contained wording that municipal expenditures of more than $50,000 would require city council authorization. In other words, the city council authorization for expenditures is currently tied to the competitive bidding amount in state law. So during the 2025 session, the Texas legislature adopted SB 1173, which increased the dollar amount for competitive bidding from $50,000 to over $100,000. Accordingly, the attached ordinance makes the following changes. It amends City Code Section 2-6A to increase the dollar amount required for competitive bidding from over $50,000 to $100,000. It also amends City Code Section 2-6B to increase the dollar amount for municipal expenditures requiring city council approval from over $50,000 to over $100,000. So the recommendation is request that the city council consider the adoption of an ordinance amending Tyler City Code Chapter 2 by increasing the dollar amount required for competitive bidding and to reflect changes in state law, and increasing the dollar amount for municipal expenditures requiring city council approval from over $50,000 to $100,000 each.
Any questions for Sherry?
I don't know if it's a question for Sherry or more so for Ed, because I don't think Sherry was at our committee meeting. But just, I guess for the three people that are watching on TV, this doesn't change the fact that we can still pull an item from consent, vote on it separately, correct, Ed?
Correct. As always, if you see an item on consent, you can always pull that and ask for that to be brought forward for more kind of full discussion.
And then also, if it's something that we think does need to be approved by council and voted on, we still have that option of doing that, even if it's under the $100,000 threshold.
Yes, and typically during the budget, if there's an item that we made mention of that the council's like, hey, we'd like to hear more about that or bring that back to us, we can report on it, or we can bring it to council as a special item for consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Haney and City Manager, what it will do, however, is likely lessen the number of items that will come to you if it is $100,000 or less, where you're getting $50,000 or more now.
Yeah, a lot of what this actually hits are going to be things that you probably you'll see that are on your consent at times, but are not necessarily controversial. Essentially bits and screws and joints and pipes are the type of thing, just because of inflationary costs, the legislature saw in vehicles and the like, that these are the type of things that just all of a sudden fall in this, that you're catching. It's just one where,
Streamlines it, makes it more
it
efficient.
streamlines the process, and as I mentioned, just most of the stuff that you're really touching on this are gonna be more along the lines of tools and vehicles, than any type of other type of situation.
Thank you.
Any other questions for
Move
Sherry?
to approve. Second.
All right, got a motion by Nichols, second by Wynn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. B1, Cassandra.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
Just a few more boards. All right, this morning I'm coming to you requesting that the City Council consider making appointments and reappointments to the Animal Control Board, Historical Preservation Board, the Keep Tyler Beautiful Board, and the Traffic Safety Board. As you can remember, on September 10th, at our last City Council meeting, I stated that I will be bringing some boards back to you because we didn't receive enough applications at that time, so we have received the applications. So you did receive those, and on the screen, we have the Animal Care Advisory Board. We had 5 vacancies, and this one required specialty skills on this board, so the liaison for this board has recommended Marjorie Reams, Marianne Clifford, Todd Tutt, Landon Kohler, and Michael Maris. And that will fill the positions for those 5 boards. And I'll just continue to go through the ones that we have available. We have Historical Preservation Board. We have 6 vacancies. We need to appoint a chair. So the liaison has requested Lance McWhorter, Shyler Terry, Lexus Bice, and Connor and Claudia would like to return. And the liaison for the board has requested that Claudia Carroll be appointed as the chair. So that will, and we will bring back one later because we need an additional application. So we will be bringing that one back to you at a later time. Keep Tyler Beautiful Board, we filled this board before, but someone moved out of town, so they're not in the city limits any longer, so we bring this one back and requested that Justin Hargrove is appointed to the Keep Tyler for Beautiful Board. The Traffic Safety Board, we have 2 vacancies, so we will, the liaison for that board has requested Alex Ravel and James Ledette. And that's my recommendations for today.
All right.
So at this time, I request that the City Council consider making those appointments and reappointments to the Animal Control Board, Historical Preservation Board, Keep Tyler Beautiful Board, and the Traffic Safety Board.
All right, any questions for Cassandra?
I do. I have a question regarding the Animal Control Advisory Board. Did we ever get a licensed veterinarian that's a person of the city of Tyler or Smith County is my first question.
Yes, we did, Michael Maris.
Michael Maris, and okay. There's an additional person, her name is Aller Smith, and I believe she would be an excellent addition to this board. She has a long history of animal rights. She does lots of community service. She even got an award for the last Keep Tyler Beautiful Board. So I would also like to recommend her, even though it's 5 vacancies.
So what do you do when you have 5 people there in group, and you got 5 openings, 5 people?
Is there a chair?
There is a chair, but what we could do is just take this back. If you would like to add an additional person to this board, the ordinance would need to be changed, so we would just have to do that and bring it back before council to approve that recommendation.
I would like to do that.
Marjorie Reams, Margie is the board chair, right?
Yes.
Okay, understood.
So we can bring that back? Okay. All right, any other questions for Cassandra?
Move to approve B1. Second.
Got a motion by Curtis, second by Wynn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're down to the consent agenda. Do we need to pull anything or approve as written?
Move to approve the consent agenda as written. Second.
Got a motion by Curtis, second by Wynn. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And now we're down to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Animal Services, our Animal Services Department does an incredible job as far as handling our animals that we have. But they also have an incredible heart, as I've mentioned before. And during August, Animal Services collected art supplies and coloring books in lieu of adoption fees for the Breckenridge Village, for the people that live out there. And so they've filled up 12 bushel tubs full of, as far as coloring book and art supplies, for the residents of Breckenridge Village. And so, we're just continually impressed by our, Animal Services Department and just at how they look to help everyone, including from our furry friends, to our neighbors. So, with that, a couple of capital project updates. Keaton Avenue drainage, the end is fast approaching on this project. This one, the asphalt paving, began last week, and the punch list items are wrapping up. Keaton Avenue has been overtopped with, to address, with the new, as far as reinforced concrete boxes that collect the water at the creek just south of the intersection with Shannon Drive. Improvements were also made to take water coming down Keaton from Wood Elementary and into the creek now, and that flows during the rain events have been reduced. The creek between Keaton and Bain has also been improved and armored, and the rains that we've had this year have really tested that and have come through quite well. The South Glenwood ground storage tank demolition. Crews were able to mobilize to the South Glenwood in the last week of August to begin demolition of the South Glenwood ground storage tank. The plan of attack was to start at the top and move down with cutting torches to dismantle the structure. The vertical portion of removal was completed last week, and Hunter Demolition is moving to the underground portion of the project now, which should be completed in the next few weeks. And then finally, downtown, as you've already seen on College, last week we began the closure in order to allow for the Brick Street contractors to begin work there. These crews are working to save as many bricks as possible by pulling up bricks by hand. The bricks will be cleaned and stored until they're ready to be reinstalled. The traffic is currently free to flow down Ferguson and Irwin Street, although in October we will start to block those off to begin then the work on the brick streets over in those areas, as well as the water and sewer work that goes underneath that as well. People can always learn more about our downtown improvement projects by going to our website or following us on our social media channels, where we put quite a bit of information out on those. Also look for signage. Signs were already put out this week for kind of to help people to figure out where parking is for downtown, so that they can come and enjoy our restaurants and businesses that we have down here.
All right, any comments for the city
I
manager?
got a question. Do we know what the plans are for the land where the tank was?
For the Glenwood's water storage tank, you know, the Councilman Curtis statue was, nobody was able to build that.
I didn't want to bring it up.
So that currently,
Dr. McKellar's statue.
Well, we do have some citizens that are asking for some type of historical marker to be placed there.
it could be, I mean, it is wide open space.
Yeah, I know.
And so
Figure out something.
if anyone has funding that they want to put forward for any type of
We can find
improvements
some
over
funding,
there.
we can find some funding.
Yeah, it says utilities will quick to tell
I
you,
talked to Keith
they don't
about
have
it.
any money. And so, it is just, yeah.
So we're still
It's an
deciding.
open green space at this point,
Not a park.
once it's done. It is
Not
not
a
a park,
park.
it's an open green space.
They gotta see something. They were used to seeing the tower. Even myself, when I went there, it was weird.
Felt lost.
It felt lost. I didn't know which way to turn.
You're in the wrong
The tower wasn't there.
I'll have to drive you all around to the parts of Tyler where we have open green spaces
know,
and
right?
and everything's okay.
All right, before we adjourn, I do want to recognize Dr. Jose Alvarez. He's our new health authority. And so we want to welcome you aboard. We did approve you in the consent agenda, but I wanted to recognize you openly. So welcome aboard. We're glad you're here. All right, if we have no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, we're adjourned.
So what are they?
All right.
I don't know.
Almost called that.